By the time you play it.
That was also the first.
Actually, in general, networking, like multiplayer cutscenes, were very difficult for us to handle all the cases of, okay, what if you start the cutscene and then 10 seconds later someone else runs in and wants to start the cutscene? What happens?
We had a very sophisticated engine system of brute force designer work.
Right.
So
yeah, all of the networking was kind of up to the designers to make sure
we didn't create a situation that was impossible to network. That was cool.
And actually, speaking more of the networking, we put a lot of constraints on ourselves to fix it by design, I suppose. So like we simulated 1 second latencies at all times, so we couldn't have any design that required low latency. We also simulated lots of packet loss at all times.
You're gonna get the symbol.
That way we could ensure that even if you connect with someone in Japan, it's still a very good experience. It's the same experience you'd have if you're connecting to your next door neighbor.
And so a lot of the initial multiplayer mechanics we tried didn't end up working out because of those networking constraints we put on ourselves.
That's a pro move right there.
You have to have played this game a few times to know the
couple
secrets.
times.
We've played this game a few times. So this whole area is kind of an interesting design idea because this whole level is based on this movement through the space, and that kind of makes it difficult to connect to players. However, this area, it allows you to slow down, and it's kind of like that other level we were talking about, where players traverse the same area for more time, so they have more chance of connecting to each other.
No,
we just demonstrated that.
Yeah, if that's the same guy.
So what's his symbol? Check his name.
And this area kind of breaks up the pacing of this level, so we called it the slowdown area internally.
You can take a breath from all the excitement.
Yeah, if it was just surfing all straight through, it'd get kind of tiresome.
I think
different guy.
Is it?
Yeah, different symbol.
Oh, interesting.
It's worth noting, most of the music in this game is sort of introspective and slow in various forms, but this whole level has some of the more flashy music, but it's all very solo-driven.
The sand there combined with the shadow is just really impressive. I was, I've looked at this game hundreds, thousands of times, but just today looking at this after a while, now playing Journey, it's still so beautiful.
I can see a few things we could make a bit more beautiful here. Just add some more time. 3 years, not enough. Kidding.
That's fine with me. I never got tired of working on it, I have to say.
Oh, what's he trying to do?
I think he's going for the symbol, the secret.
Oh, maybe you can
we
show
already
him.
got it.
I think we are running out of time, guys. We need to leave our friends behind.
Well, sometimes that must happen.
Maybe he's going to come to us.
Come up.
Could this be in the first playthrough? Can we check his cape, see if this is
It's got a
new
pretty
player?
long
He has
scar.
a huge cape.
But you kind of gave him an extra boost there.
But his cape does not have the rim.
Yeah, he's been good at collecting symbols, but...
Wait, he's the same. Okay, second round.
Oh, he's still going to try to go for it.
Well, it's over.
See you on the other side,
It's
buddy.
life.
I love this cue right here. Tina Guo is the cello soloist on this score, and I just love the way she plays. And this cue in particular. This cue also has the one that everyone is insisting is an iPhone ring.
I think it is.
It's not. No, I have.
Genova started the rumor.
I have proof from our amazing music editor Ted Coker. He did this hilarious. He sent me an MP3 of a hilarious side-by-side comparison. It's just the flute playing in F sharp, and it happens to sound very similar.
Oh.
And there's apparently on the French iTunes store there were like 20 comments in a row that were like, "I swear there's a bug. They're gonna re-release. There's a bug."
Wait, so it is actually in the iTunes album?
Well, yeah, because it's the instrument. It just sounds similar, but it's not actually the iPhone thing. It's just it's like a music version of an optical illusion. It just sounds in that context sort of like it.
So speaking of optical illusions, this whole area
doesn't exist.
is very designed to work from this camera angle in that none of these models actually have detailed texture work, and we needed to make this idea of the player going through the sunken city, but we didn't have really a lot of time to make a huge city, so I decided the best option was for us to make it backlit so that we could make it something pretty but also easier to create. And it actually became one of the more memorable moments in the game.
Well, this, I think, was a really good example of Matt kind of working with the constraints from the technology, where we had just added high dynamic range rendering, which allows you to do the really bright, hot sand and hot sun. And the problem with it is it required Matt to basically go and redo all of the environments throughout the entire game. And maybe he hated it, but he
absolutely worth it.
He just made it work.
Without that, we weren't able to produce the colors that everyone wanted. So it was really great that that technology came in.
Especially for like this upcoming level where you're sort of underground, it was very important for making that look right.
Yeah, the contrast between the two. It's really emotionally striking.
I know, a different person maybe.
Yeah, it's a different person. The cloth is shorter.
Yeah.
So is this our third partner?
I think so.
I'm glad there are people actually playing Journey. We thought, maybe after a month the game is out, people it would be very barren, vacant in this space, but so far it's pretty good attendance.
Well, I am still pretty interested to boot up Journey in a year or two from now, and feel like if you encounter anyone at that time,
think how much more emotional that.
Yeah, you'll want to stick
Together,
together.
you become more powerful.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of funny how the aging of it like that will actually, I think, maybe even engender more emotion.
Sure.
During the early
Hadn't even
days,
thought of that before.
I was talking to Robin, and we were talking about what is the kind of equivalent thing of Journey as a virtual space on the internet, and we were saying this is going to be more like a theme park or like a gallery or a museum, which when the museum first opened, a lot of people would come in to check out the space and have a shared experience. But the same show could get old after a year. Maybe there wouldn't be a lot of people. But if you are coming back to see the same exhibition and a year later you run into someone else, that would be a very strong, I guess, emotional experience.
You share a certain connection.
Right.
Yeah,
Same
right.
kind of personality.
You know that there's a high probability you both have Journey tattoos.
Yeah. Where did you guys all get yours?